Hi guys, and welcome to this video. So this is Kibs, Fibs Thursdays, and this I believe is episode 7 or something like that. So, my beard is getting far too long, and it's good to rub. It's been a hell of a week. I'm absolutely knackered. It's been busy at work. It's just been horrible. We had a work due last night, so I'm still feeling the after effects of that after having to get up and go to work the next day, which is today. That was a weird sentence. Anyway, so welcome to my Q&A videos, where every week one of my responses, the whole response, not just a portion, will be a lie. So let's get on with the business of what was the lie last week. So last week, Mini Warzone asked, do you have a favourite character from the Batman universe? And I said Robin, which is an awful answer, of course. I'd probably go with something like Riddler. So of course was the lie. It's just a fantastic story, and every time it's portrayed in a film or a series like Gotham, he's just an amazing character. So I'm going to go with the Riddler. That's my answer there. Right, only 2 people got it right this time. That was Kiyoshiki and Tabletop Banter. Everybody else seemed to think that I was lying about being arrested or being drunk and in charge of firearms. Nope, unfortunately that was true. I had a bit of a sordid time in my childhood where I got in with the wrong people, and I was underage drunk at the end of a road just firing off a starter pistol, having fun really. And unfortunately the residents in the area didn't take too kindly to that, and it didn't end well. Right, just wanted to get that out there because obviously so many people thought I was lying on that one, which I guess is understandable. It's one of those things, isn't it? Right, so on with this week's questions. Okay, so Cruarangelicus has said, do you have a hobby room space to do all your hobbying? No. I'm really envious of, because you did a video earlier this week of your room, which is fantastic. You've got cabinets all down the one side. Do you think I'd be doing these videos in the bedroom if I had a space? Now, interesting. I am building a garage in the next few months, and that garage will be mine, my domain. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's going to be a bit of storage down the one end, but I'm going to get Lecky in there. I'm going to get my computer so I can have this set up in there. Oh, it's going to be fully insulated. I'm really looking forward to it. Big table in the middle where I can just sort of do my workshop bits for the house, because I mean, doing repairs for this house is an absolute nightmare, especially with the rain that's been going on recently. There's just nowhere to do any chopping of wood or anything. It's horrible. So no for the moment, but I will be getting somewhere, so I'm really excited. Okay, Jim White, new to the channel, thanks for for commenting. I said, do I plan to build historic models next year? I was leaning towards doing some bolt action, because I've been looking for a system to get into, as you can probably tell from the channel, for a long time now. Really looking for a system I can play with my mates and have some fun. Gorkamorka is obviously going to be one that I am going to be covering, especially if I get my garage set up. I might even be able to do some bat reps. Woohoo! Because at the moment it's just a case of using the living room, the dining room table, which is just awful. There's no lighting in there. There's nowhere to put anything. So yes, there is a chance I'll be doing some bolt action in the next year or so. There's a couple of things I'm getting into, so it might be down on the list, but there is a likelihood. You never know. Depends how much I get into doing all different systems and things. And getting people to play as well, that could be a real problem. Okay, Idic Beer has asked, what's my favourite holiday destination and why? So, I guess it's somewhere really warm. Like, I don't know, Egypt or Crete. I mean, Crete was quite a nice place. It's really warm. You can just sort of sit by the pool, get a tan, and not really do much else. Just drinking beer next to the pool, really. So that's that one. Right, tabletop banter. This is a long question. It said, you mentioned that you like the principle of Age of Sigmar. I like the simple rules. I haven't read the rules. I'm not that keen on Warhammer's take on fantasy, but I mean it's fairly generic, isn't it? Have you thought about buying second-hand fantasy figures off eBay and just using the free rules, pretty much avoiding GW altogether? I mean, I could do that, but I don't know. I'm getting my fantasy fix at the moment. You'll probably be seeing content about this soon from Frostgrave. It's a brilliant system. It's so simple. It's a skirmish game. It's got elements of D&D where you have 2 actions. You roll in D20s. There's a lot of back and forth. You're not waiting for somebody else to finish their entire turn. You're all taking sort of mini turns as you go. You're actively encouraged to have more than 2 people on the table at one time, and you're actually playing a scenario where essentially you're not actually just against each other. The table is very much out to get you as well. So that lends well to not the feeling of competition that you normally get. So you are competing for what's going on the table, but at the same time you can sort of fight the table against the table together. That makes any sense towards a common goal. So probably not going to happen, I'm afraid. That's that one. Right, Mini Warzone has said, okay, you mentioned some stuff about the rules, but let's say you could have a game with your ideal set of simplified rules. What type of setting would you like it to be? Hypothetically, of course. Well, what I'm going to go for here is a cyberpunk future. So I love the idea of hacking and all that sort of stuff. Modified humans. I really like the idea that we've gone out into the stars and humanity has sort of got to the point where it's just so bored because there's no money or any of that. There might be money, but everyone's got plenty. Nobody's sort of starving, and we're so bored that we've just turned to like changing our bodies and doing outlandish things and just doing all sorts of crazy things like that. I mean, I guess the game could be about just a blood sport involving killing humans, that sort of thing. A bit like that film with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he goes into a game show because he's on the death row or something. I'm awful with names. I can't remember. It's not going to come to me. Okay, thanks for your question. Next, we've got Joel Driver, who's asked, which is your favourite Space Marine Primarch? I've read a few of the Horus Heresy books, but again, I'm terrible with names, and I haven't read enough to know all that much. And then he went on to say, Star Wars. Are you a Star Wars fan? Are you seeing the new film? I've seen all the Star Wars. I enjoyed them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch the film, to be honest. I'm just going to wait for it to come out on Netflix. I'm afraid. I'm not one of those people that's gone absolutely mental at the moment. Everybody seems to, whether they're a fan or not. But I mean, I like the films and I've watched them loads of times. But no, not all that fussed, to be honest. I don't know why. Maybe it's the last 3 films that came out have just completely killed any enthusiasm I had. I don't know. Right, and then our final question today is from Kiyoshiki, who said, do you have a favourite book or series of books? Yes, I do. They're actually called Revelation Space, or they're of the Revelation Space series, and they're by Alistair Reynolds. Now this is hard science going on here. There's a lot of sort of detail. It goes into a lot of the scientific words and things, and I don't know, this sort of marries up, parts of this marries up with the concept for the game that I just explained. So, I mean, I just love it. It's the idea that you can't break the speed of light when travelling through space, and you fly your ship in one direction full burn, and then halfway there you turn your ship around and you start slowing down, and it takes years. I don't know, just love it. So, Revelation Space by Alistair Reynolds. And that, sorry about that, that is the final question. One last thing to say, really, is a massive thank you to Idic Beer for the shout out he did this week. It was a huge help, and welcome to all the new people to the channel. Not sure if you'll have got to this point in the video. It's going to be a fairly long video. Another one is just to give a shout out to Mini Warzone, the sort of king of Q&A. He's got so many Q&A videos. I don't even know. I think he's into the hundreds. Might be exaggerating there, but it's highly probable. And he just does these fantastic Q&A videos. So if you're into this sort of back and forth thing going on, he's a really cool guy. Head over to Mini Warzone. I'll put a link down in the description if I remember. Hopefully I will. Give him a shout out because he's a really good guy, and like I say, does really interesting Q&As. Much better than I do. Much better. Okay, that's it really. Which one was the lie? Put your ideas down in the comments along with the questions. I am really enjoying this series of videos, so please keep those questions coming in. And yeah, hope everybody has a good couple of days until I've released my next video. Nothing else to say other than thank you for watching, and stay well. Cheers.